when I was a young kid coming up. And Mrs. Berger was the first mentor that I had outside of my parents and people in my family who saw something in me, and she was the kind of coach.
Hey everybody, this is Dean FM, Dean Fraser Milford here for Your Creature. What? And today, I wanted to do another reaction video. This one's going to be to Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson on CBS Mornings on inspiring the next generation. Make sure that we are setting a good example. I know that is right. Hopefully, Republicans and conservatives are going to age out at one point. But at the end of the day, that's slavery. So we talk with the slave owners. We're going to age out. You know what I'm trying to tell you? Didn't quite turn out that way. Mentalities have resonated throughout future, and it's been very hurtful, and we're not able to escape it. It's the more we are able to educate the young people, bring them into the world where they are able to be helpful, be productive, not be negative, not run off of hate, not run off of prejudice, bigotry, and love and respect each other no matter who they are. You can build up that base that's coming up, that's rising up. You know, what is the phrase? Kids are our future. Is that what it says? The future are the kids, the kids are the future.
It has taken 232 years and 115 prior appointments for a Black woman to be selected to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States.
And I can say, yes, I love you.
But we've made it.
That is Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson speaking after her historic confirmation to the Supreme Court back in 2022. Now she's hoping her story will inspire the next generation of Americans to follow their dreams. Justice Jackson's best-selling memoir, Lovely One, has been adapted for young adults. And you can get it by scanning that QR code right there on your screen. Earlier this week, we spoke.
Now I gotta get the damn book. I gotta do my homework. Here's one. I got a book. The microphone decent. I got Lovely One. It's a beautiful book. You know, emphasizes how powerful the moment is. I just started like the first couple chapters, how meaningful it was for her to be the first Black woman appointed in the Senate. So yeah.
Justice Jackson, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to speak with you.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you.
So
in your book, you revealed that in one of your college essays, you said that you had a dream of being the first Black female Supreme Court justice. And then you go on to say...
to appear on a Broadway stage.
To appear on a Broadway stage.
Hey.
You have since completed that dual dream since your first memoir came out, because you appeared in *And Juliet*.
I did.
When it comes to the business of realizing dreams, which you're very good at, what do you think is the factor that has helped you the most?
Well, I think it is a self-confidence that my parents really instilled in me as a young child. They wanted me to know that I could do anything I wanted to do. My parents had grown up in the segregated South, and I was born in 1970, which was just after the Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act and the end of Jim Crow segregation. And my parents, who were public school teachers at the time, really trained me to believe in myself. And I think it was that sense of my self-worth and my own abilities. And then, of course, a lot of hard work that helped me.
From my grandmother passed, she kept amplifying. So sweet, because it's like she took, yes, we can. Yes, we can. She loved when Obama said that. She loved the win of Obama. I was so happy to see her. It makes me almost cry to think about how lovely that was. The morning that Obama won, everybody was cheering in my house. I was like, oh, I was like, damn, I don't get it. And you know what she said? She said to me, I was going off to college, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Ended every phone call saying, yes, you can. It's so nice. It's very simple, but it's very meaningful. It's just, yes, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
This far.
But Justice Jackson, how did they do that? Because a lot of us know the story of the woman at Harvard who whispered into your ear, persevere.
Yes.
But I noticed that word perseverance appears throughout the book. You talk about how your parents nurtured a spirit of perseverance in you from birth. How did they do that?
I think they focused on believing in me and training me to believe that about myself. As I said, my parents were teachers, and so I think that helped. My mother, when I was very young, put up signs that labeled everything in my room and taught me how to read very early. And they saw something, the potential to be great, and wanted me to be that way.
I love that when you would struggle with something, your mother would say, Ketanji, has someone else ever done this before?
That's right.
And you would say? And
I would say, yes, Mom. And, I would say, and she said, well, if this can be done, you can do it too.
Exactly.
And I took that to heart, I think.
Oh, I loved that. You really, throughout the book, talk about how connected you feel to your ancestry. You talk about and really open the book with your grandparents, their lives. Tell us a bit about their circumstances.
So my grandparents grew up in rural Georgia in the 1920s and 30s, and they didn't really have any formal schooling, but education was important to them, and they wanted their children to have a better life. My grandfather was a chauffeur for a white family, and my grandmother worked in the big house. But they moved to Miami in the late 1930s because they heard that there were opportunities there. And even though it was a segregated society still, my grandfather was able to get a job as a trucker. And then eventually he started his own landscaping business. And that really was the opportunity that allowed him to put all 5 of his children through college, which was something that meant a lot to them because they understood that education was going to be the key to our success as a family and really our ability to withstand and thrive in this society.
I'd love to talk about your speech and debate coach just for 1 second, because you describe her as someone so important to you, really treated you like family.
She did.
And she, you know, some said that she was an arch conservative and she believed in you so much. This young black girl giving liberal speeches, and she was your biggest supporter. What can we learn about your relationship with her?
Well, we learned that mentors are really important. Part of what I'm doing in the book is trying to pay homage to the mentors and the people who I thought really were responsible for my success because they believed in me when I was a young kid coming up. And Mrs. Berger was the first mentor that I had outside of my parents and people in my family who saw something in me, and she was the kind of coach that was around the clock. You know, you could call her at any time.
And she didn't care about the politics of what
she did not. She did not. She just wanted me to express myself in whatever way was most comfortable for me.
Last question for me, because we're running out of time. You talk about, of course, your love of theater and how you acted in college. You did scenes with Mo Rocca of CBS and Matt Damon?
I did. Well, Matt Damon and I were in a drama class together, and we were paired for a scene just in class, not on the stage. But at that time, he was already well known. People were thinking, you know, he might be a big actor. So it was,
even in college.
In college,
and now you see him on the screen, and you're like,
I'm like, I know that guy.
Well, he probably says the same thing when he sees you on TV. Justice Jackson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
The young adult adaptation of her best.
That, my dear, was reacting to Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson on inspiring the next generation. Build them up, make them strong, make sure that things like this are less easy to happen in the future. By that, I mean the administration, I mean the hate. By that, I mean the autocracy, the white supremacist agenda that is just blatant, loud and proud, and they act like they are new to be found, but we knew that they were here. Wherever they stay. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.